All right. Welcome in. Up in the air. I don't even know what episode this is because we haven't done one in so long. But hope you guys are doing good. Let us know if the audio sucks and if I need to turn myself up or down or these fellas down here. I'll introduce them right now. Balin, how are you doing, bro? With the fatty.
Fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I just got back from California recently, so I was happy to be out there watching the Lakers.
A bad state for basketball this year.
Pretty good state. Got four teams out there playing pretty okay, you know. But Bryden, Bryden, what is going on? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to do this again. It's been, like you guys said, it's been a minute. I'm excited to hop on for playoffs. Playoffs are an exciting time for any sport. I love basketball, so I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is the best time of the year for basketball. So it's like the first round is always the best round in the playoffs for me, at least. Like, it gets more exciting as you go. Like, if your team's in it, obviously, but like if your team's not in it, first round, like, is just like collectively the best basketball. Upsets go down and everything. So I'm hyped. You guys wanna, before we hop into the play-in tournament, do you guys have any surprises or disappointments that you want to mention for a player or a team in particular?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
I just thought one. Milwaukee, like, not good. I mean, they're not terrible, but Dame was a disappointment, and then them just as a collective. Kind of like, they were fine at the beginning, didn't really play any defense, and then Doc showed up, and it was rough, and then it was good for a while, and then they just, backpedaled into the playoffs. Like, I mean, I know I texted in the group the other day, they're getting swept by whoever they play. That's sarcastic, but,
yeah. That could happen. We'll talk about that series later, but
they're not... When Giannis is not on the floor, they're bad.
Yeah.
So that would be my surprise/disappointment, because I thought with Dame they were going to be unstoppable on offense, and they really weren't. Like, they were good, but
yeah,
they're behind the Knicks. They're behind the Knicks for a reason, because the Knicks are better than them right now.
Yep. Started 30-13 with Adrian Griffin. I think they're under 500 with Doc.
They're 19-20 with Doc.
Yeah.
What did I say when his first 5 games there? Fire Doc Rivers. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Rivers hasn't done anything since Boston, dude. He's choked in the playoffs.
Yeah,
several times. Like,
he's been up 3-1 several times.
Yeah, every time I'm playing pickup and it's 3-1, I go, "Don't tell Doc Rivers."
Yeah, it's legit. It's legit a curse. Like, I don't think he should be a coach. I don't know why Milwaukee called him. Like, I think they should have kept Budenholzer. I think they fired him too quick last year. I thought he was just... They won a championship with him. Like, Spurs assistant. They moved the ball so well. I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like if you have enough shooting with Budenholzer, I feel like you can win.
Keep Adrian Griffin. Like, what?
Yeah, they did well with him. Like, they were doing very well.
Yeah.
I also don't think, the media does not give any criticism to him. Maybe it's because they all worked with him, but, where...
Only
JJ Redick was,
yeah.
the only one that said anything.
Mm-hmm. And everyone got on him. Like, even
I know.
Austin Rivers, who somehow works for ESPN too, is also going off. Yeah, but still, I'm like, why is he there to they're like, oh, let's get him on here to instigate this issue.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, JJ would probably know best. He played with him for the Clippers,
I want to know what Chris Paul thinks.
He'd probably say what JJ's saying.
Yeah.
I bet that whole Clipper team, I bet you interview DeAndre Jordan right now, he'd go off on Doc. if like it was Bucks Nuggets in the finals, you're gonna have that
It
Deion.
won't be.
It's gonna be 3-1 Bucks, and Deion. I know it won't be, but
Blake Griffin will be wearing a Nuggets jersey.
Blake Griffin in the stands, yeah, in Denver or Milwaukee. That would be hilarious. Bryden,
I would give.
oh, sorry.
No, I'm just gonna say I would think I would pick the Clippers to go to the finals before the Bucks.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't, especially with Giannis hurt right now. Like even with Giannis hurt, Pacers might have the edge. They outplay the Bucks every time. They have their number. They frustrate the heck out of them. And Carlisle is actually a good coach. Like Carlisle has done some things. Carlisle with one championship, way better coach than Doc with one championship. Bryden, do you have any surprises or disappointments from this season?
Well, I'd say a big disappointment for me. I mean, I agree with Balin with Milwaukee, but just the Eastern Conference all around, like, isn't the second seed like in the East? They would
They're-
be barely contending for the play-in right now.
I think the Knicks and the Pelicans had like the same record pretty much.
So I know the
agree.
East just isn't as powerful, but like,
One game
I mean,
back.
come on. It's just not even competitive. Boston's destroying everybody. Like, I was hoping it'd be a little bit more competitive than that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I know the Sixers lost Embiid for a chunk of it, and Maxi's been hurt quite a bit too, but
Mm-hmm.
come on, man. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and you even think about it next year. Spurs are gonna be good. Like the West has continued to be stacked.
Yeah.
OKC's only gonna get better.
Memphis will be back healthy with
Yeah.
with Gigi Jackson too, and
Yeah.
that white dude, I forget his name, LaRavia.
Yeah, and the Nuggets aren't going anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what the record East versus West will be next year.
Houston too. I'm just looking at
Houston's
the
getting better. I
standings.
mean, Jalen Green kind of figured it out, which
Yeah.
is cool. So,
Yeah, they're gonna be that Western Conference is gonna be so tough, bro. You never know about Utah too. They have like they're like OKC. They have a buttload of picks. They could always like make a huge swing, get a trade, like
Yeah.
become competitive with their young talent and somebody alongside Laurie Markkinen. Portland's the only team that's gonna be, unless LeBron retires, then the Lakers will be at the bottom, sadly. But
the Warriors are going to be like the 14 seed.
here soon, possibly, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Bryden. There's no second team in the East. Like,
Mhm.
New York, Milwaukee, Cleveland. Like, you could honestly make a strong argument Philly's the second best team in the East if Embiid's playing. Like, and they're the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Or even Miami. Like, who's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favorite? Well, if Miami beats Boston, then it's Miami.
That's super likely too. I can see that happening. Goodness.
I mean, and I had Miami at I picked Miami to be the 4th seed, and they dropped what to 9?
Eight.
They-
Yeah, I had them as my 5 seed.
I
Yeah.
think I've had
So,
6.
They fell a little bit for all of
They
us.
did the
actually.
same thing last year. They were the 7 last year, lost the one play-in game, won the next one, got rid of the Bucks in a hurry.
Yeah.
It could happen again too. I mean, the Bucks aren't looking that good, dude. And I mean, the
Well,
Knicks.
the Bucks also have the curse of Patrick Beverly.
The curse of
And-
Patrick Beverly. What is that curse?
He's just not gonna win anything.
Did you see?
And,
Sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say. I mean, the Knicks are number 2 right now, and they're without
Randall. Yeah.
Randall through the whole playoffs, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's-
Lucky for them. I think the OG pickup was good. I think that trade was good.
very.
Helps them defensively, and they've shown it too. But without Randall, I mean, it'll be tough against Miami if they play each other. So
Yeah, I feel like Randall is just such a good, like, I don't know, like annoying player to have in the playoffs. Like nobody wants that freight train coming down on them. But he also though, I feel like the Knicks. I feel like watching him last year in the playoffs. Sometimes he just made them worse, in my opinion. Like he'd take too many threes and like brick.
he takes too many shots, and Brunson, I think, has shown that he needs all of those shots.
Yeah.
Because if
Every shot is
literally, because if Randall's taking those, they're just not good shots a lot of the time. Sometimes he takes good shots, but those threes he takes, man, I'm like, what are you doing?
100%.
But
I feel like the Knicks too. They've definitely played the most together this season. Like they've had a lot of injuries, but every night I look and it's like the whole starting lineup's like 47 minutes, or like they go to overtime like 50 minutes. I'm like, what the heck? Like I feel like they're gonna be good in the playoffs just because if they play like Philly, like Embiid's gonna need tons of rest, and then you're gonna have the Knicks starting lineup playing the whole entire game, and like they're used to it.
What is the Knicks center situation?
They have Hartenstein, and then Mitchell Robinson's back from his injury.
Okay. And he's playing off the bench?
He's playing off the bench, and I haven't watched him that much, but I've heard he's moving really slow, like really gingerly.
Interesting.
But
sounds like me.
sounds like me my whole life, though. So I think they'll be fine. They also Precious Achua. That fool's pretty annoying. Like, pretty aggressive, like power forward. So I feel like they have enough to take down Joel. I just feel like
Steven, what's your surprise before we just like start?
yeah. Oh my gosh. I haven't watched this team enough to really like say I'm that surprised by them, but I guess when we were talking about it, Orlando has surprised me that they're not in the play-in. Like obviously,
just for the record,
I had them as the 9 seed, and I had Detroit as the 10. So I really messed up. But I think Orlando and Atlanta, I would have had them flipped, and I'm like super surprised by them. I think Atlanta super underachieved. I thought that their offense was going to be insane with Quinn Snyder, and I think that I don't even know what happened to them, but I feel like they have so much talent and so much shooting, and like even with the Trae Young like out for however long he was, it wasn't that long, but they were always playing like 500 basketball and like a little worse, and I expected them to be a top like 5 seed in the East with their talent and how weak the East is, and seeing Orlando up there is just like with. It's just credit to them. They play a lot of defense, and Jamal Mosley seems to be a great coach for them.
Yeah, 100%.
So
on the Jamal Mosley train.
Yeah, I guess Lakers are a disappointment for me too. I thought they were gonna be a lot better.
I agree about the Lakers. I thought they were just gonna shut everybody down on defense, but it's not the case.
Yeah.
I'm surprised neither of you said Minnesota, even though I got clowned when I said they're going to be the 2 seed.
Okay, I did have them as the 9 seed. Now that I'm looking back, I had them as the 9
Everyone
seed.
was just like, "Oh yeah, we thought Minnesota was going to be good because Anthony Edwards," but I'm pretty sure I'm like the only person that's not a Minnesota fan that picked them to do well.
Yeah.
Props to me.
I had Golden State in top 4. I thought that they were gonna be like actually really solid, and then they had the Draymond situation where he freaking choked people and slapped people in the face, and
I didn't think
Klay Thompson was the worst player in the league for like 30 games in the season.
I didn't think they were gonna have home court in the playoffs, but I did not think they're irrelevant. I didn't think they were gonna be irrelevant, and they are. But
Pretty much. I mean, they did, to be fair, come alive the last like 10 games. They were what, like 9-1?
I think
their last
yeah,
10
9
games?
and 1 until they lost to the Pellies the other night.
They're just really missing Jordan Poole.
Are they though? I think Jordan
I
Poole's
mean-
missing them more.
Yeah, Jordan Poole's missing them more than anything, but
They
I
need
think,
another guard that scores, and Clay can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Podziemski got like a lot better throughout the season. So did Kuminga.
Yeah, I think Kuminga's gonna be really good, but
Yeah.
like, okay, do you want Podziemski as your second best player, or do you want Jamal Murray as your second best player, or Karl Anthony Towns, or Chet Holmgren, or any of the top, even De'Aaron Fox as your best player?
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox is your second best player. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would say Sabonis.
Yeah,
Is the best
yeah.
player.
True. All right, should we get into the play-in? Talk about the play-in a little bit. So,
Yeah.
so tomorrow is the Western Conference play-in. The first game. Should we just go about in order? Go in order. So the first game tomorrow, New Orleans Pelicans are at home versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Winner takes on the number 2 seed, Denver Nuggets. What are you guys' initial thoughts on this game? They just played each other legit yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday.
I'll go. So, I mean, the Lakers showed their dominance in that game. Obviously, the Lakers have that playoff experience that the Pelicans don't have.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm a Nuggets fan, so I feel like the Nuggets match up better against the Lakers. I just think the Pelicans have so many more players that can score. And actually, Bailey and I talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Pelicans have so many threats offensively. They have CJ McCollum. They have Ingram. They have Zion. They have so many people who can score. The Lakers, you kind of know what you're getting. You got LeBron, AD, and I guess what's his name?
Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves. He can go off every once in a while, but I
Yeah.
feel like just in that play-in game though, I think the Pelicans have a better chance, but the Lakers have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch. Like, I'm excited to watch the game.
Yeah, definitely. Balin, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts were, like Brian said, I'd much rather play, as a Nuggets fan, I'd much rather play the Lakers than the
It's messed
Pelicans
up.
in the
It's
first
messed up.
round. Like, oh yeah, poking the bear of the Lakers. Just stop Anthony Davis and you beat the Lakers. It's pretty simple. With the Pelicans, I don't want to. Their length. This is what the Herb Jones and Trey
Murphy.
Murphy. Yep. That scares me, and I just don't want to deal with Zion.
Yeah.
Like, I always have the fears as a Nuggets fan. Like, oh, you look up and it's like, they just lost the game by 7 points, and it's because they just couldn't stop Zion. That's what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my fear for that series. But that's my initial thought. My second thought is, I don't think the Lakers try to win this game.
Really?
Would the Lakers want to play the Nuggets or the Thunder?
I don't
Thunder.
I don't think the Lakers want to play the
When's
Kings
last
or the
time
Warriors.
Beat the Denver Nuggets in a basketball game. It's been like 700 days or something.
It's been since
Like,
Kobe, bro.
Yeah.
Since Kobe was in uniform. I'm just kidding. I don't remember. But yeah, it's been a super long time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to purposely lose this game. I don't think that's what
Well, I know
we're
that's,
gonna
like,
try
bad
to do.
for
But
you.
like, if AD's hurt, then sit him out, and maybe you'll just lose, and then just let him rest up for the next playing game. Like, if that has to happen, it has to happen. But I think he got to suit up. Like, he doesn't matter. Like, even if he's hurt, No, I don't know. Not if he's hurt. Not if he's hurt that bad. But so Lakers. My thoughts real quick. Lakers have the 3-1 series lead this year on the Pelicans. Our first matchup, we beat them by 44 points. I feel like we have the Pelicans number. Every single time we play them, it's good food in LA. Well, we played them when we beat them by 44, we played them in the in-season tournament in Vegas. So Zion was probably going a little crazy. That might have been something up with that, but yeah, Zion always plays terrible against the Lakers. I don't know if he's scared of LeBron or what, or LeBron just swipes. Every single time Zion entered the lane, like against the Lakers yesterday, like LeBron would just snatch the ball from him. I don't know what he was doing. I think him and LeBron have like a buddy friendship where like he just lets him win or something, because he does not play well. But yeah, I have confidence in the Lakers if they're healthy to win this game. I think they do win this game tomorrow. I think if Jose Alvarado scores 20 points plus is the only way the Pelicans win. That's the only way.
Just to add on to that.
The only way the Pelicans.
Bro, every single time that he starts like some kind of momentum for the Pelicans, Lakers can't stop it. We don't have a Jose Alvarado like stopper. So.
And I think the Lakers match up very well with the Pelicans. Like I think those two teams match up very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be just such a good matchup. And yeah, like you said, LeBron was just stealing those cookies from Zion for whatever reason.
Yeah, and this is like interesting because it's all the guys that got traded for AD. Not all of them. Like some of them are on different teams now, but
there is
it's got that beef.
Do you think the LeBron Lakers, he has that like how it used to be? He used to be able to take over a series. I don't think he can do that anymore, but I think if it's like a game they have to win, he can take over a game.
Yeah.
Like in season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Those are one game at a time. It's not like, oh, we just played 2 in Denver, now we got to go to LA, and he's exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
He's 40 years old, 39 years old. But I think a singular game, if he has that, like, just that, whatever the factor is, the superstar, I'm him factor,
Mm-hmm.
like, knows how to win. Like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Jokic.
Yeah, I think Pelicans have the defenders to kind of like slow him down. But I mean, yesterday he was just overpowering like Herb Jones. Like Herb Jones was just falling for his pump fakes and stuff like that. I feel like he might not fall for those tomorrow, but I still feel like LeBron's obviously just got that strength and size over Herb, who's a little twig at the moment, but he'll get bigger. But yeah, yeah, LeBron I feel like he's ultra focused right now. He had like 11 assists in the first quarter of yesterday's game. He was just like getting everyone else involved first and then doing his thing. So I feel like he's just got that mentality right now to make sure everyone's going. I think that they'll move on, and I think it'll be Lakers Nuggets. So
Lakers last year experience, they were in the Western Conference Finals fucking so tired because they had gone through so many series.
Yeah.
Toe to toe. I think they want to win this game so that they can have the Nuggets as fresh as they can be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their mindset. They want to have the Nuggets where they're fresh because they'll feel like they can do better.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because obviously, yeah, LeBron, best player, maybe AD is, but they both need their rest and they get like, 4 days off if they win tomorrow, so.
Right, and I think AD is going to play. I read somewhere AD's just had back spasms, but he's like, I'm going to play.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Hopefully.
That did sound like it right there, too.
I know, that's...
That sounded like D-Lo, actually, but...
You guys, just side note real quick, have you guys ever seen Carl Anthony Towns
Oh
like,
yes.
talking zesty as hell.
Yeah, or like when he like got the and one and never mind.
Bro,
I'm like, what? Who is
he's
this
zesty,
man?
bro.
Yeah,
Some of the things he says is zesty.
he definitely is zesty.
I don't even know what zesty means.
He
Just look up
is-
zesty Carl Anthony
yeah,
Towns
just
interviews,
for
bro.
real.
You'll see.
I didn't
Oh,
like.
man.
Oh, Carl Anthony Towns has a different voice every single time I hear him speak. He does not know his actual voice. It confuses the heck out of me. Same with Tyrese Halliburton. Same way, bro. Same way. But should we move on to the next playing game? Or
Yes.
Did you guys want to pick who you think is gonna winning? Who's gonna win tomorrow?
Okay.
Nola, I got Nola.
Nola. Okay.
What about you, Steven?
I got LAL. Los Angeles Lakers, baby, all day. 5-point W. 5-point W. They almost choke it at the end. That's my thing. They're up by 20 at some point though.
I think it'll be a hard fought game, but I'm gonna give it to the Pels, man. They're
Oh.
so versatile. So I'm giving it to the Pels.
Yeah. Not versatile enough. All right. Here we go. Next playing game, the late game tomorrow night. Sacramento Kings are hosting the Golden State Warriors. Do you guys have any
excited.
initial thoughts on this? Injured Kings?
Yeah. Who is it besides Malik that's out?
Malik Monk is out. MCL, Kevin Herter's out, like rotator cuff.
They got what's his name though from Iowa.
Ellis? Like, what are you talking about?
Who's their shooter guy that played at Iowa?
The guy who's a rookie last year. What's his?
Yeah.
Why can I not think of his name? Tall dude, tall skinny dude.
Yeah.
His brother got drafted by Portland. I don't know.
Like Chris something or
I'm just gonna click on the Kings right now.
yeah. No, I'm excited. I really don't know. Like, I haven't watched the Kings.
Life
since
is
Malik
more
Monk went
fun
out.
when you...
They're kind of like
Murray.
where the Warriors are now in terms of like skill set, except the Warriors have Steph Curry.
Yeah. Keegan
Not
Murray.
skill set, depth would be a better way to put it. Chris Murray,
Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray, Chris Murray's the other one.
Chris.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like it's the battle of two different things. It's like the Kings are all around a post player, and the Warriors have no one that scores in the post.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as the series as last year. It's different. Like the Warriors are different. They're honestly both worse teams this year. Right? That's why they're the 9-10 seed,
Yeah.
3-6 seed. But
What was the Kings last year? Like
Three
4
seed?
or
3, yeah. Golden State was 6. But I saw. I think
think-
they both have, or I think Golden State has a better record than they did last year.
really,
And there's-
which is crazy.
Yeah, and
that's
they're-
true.
And they're 10 instead of 6.
I think I picked the Kings 9th too. By the way, so good for me.
Good job,
Uh,
Bailey.
Dang, getting everything.
I
right.
got. I just. I can't see the Warriors losing the first round of the play-in.
Yeah.
They have Steph Curry. Like at the end of the day, they have Steph Curry. What did he do in Game 7 last year? 50.
Yeah, 50 against the Kings.
I would love to. I would much rather continue to watch De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis play, but my heart of heart tells me the Warriors are gonna win.
Yeah. I think if with Steph Curry in a one-game playoff scenario, I think that's like the best situation you can be in as a team. Like he's the most dangerous man on the planet. He can, if you don't pay attention, which I think the Kings do have the talent and the guards to stop him and the length, like Keegan Murray. So, but I just think the Warriors have been shooting the ball really well lately. I think Andrew Wiggins is their key, and he's actually been shooting the ball. I think I remember like earlier in the season he was shooting like 27%, and I think that's gone up a lot.
Hence why they're winning more games now.
Yeah, I think Klay Thompson has been shooting a lot better lately. I think that if he's on, like the game's automatically over. And then you got Draymond. What did he do last year? He stomped Sabonis in the chest. Like, what's gonna happen tomorrow is gonna be insane. The game's gonna be so much fun to watch. You never know what Draymond's gonna do. I hope we get another viral moment of him like choking somebody or, you know,
Another violent moment.
stabbing gesture again.
That was wild.
Yeah, so I'm excited. That's a tough game to pick though. What do you got, Bri? What do you got to say about it?
It's gonna be fun to watch. Like you guys said, I mean, if Steph Curry give him one game, I mean that might be it. That's all you need. One game from Steph Curry, he could drop 50. That's it. That's all you need. Klay Thompson's been playing a lot better. Draymond Green, if he stomps on Sabonis' chest, they're good. But on the other side of it, I mean, the Kings were third last year for a reason. They're not as good this year, obviously, but they've had some injuries that they've been dealing with all season. If they can come out with the energy that they need to, they're at home. I think they can put the Warriors away. Like if you can say, hey, we're gonna stop Steph Curry, make anyone else beat us. Klay Thompson was trash the first half of the season. If he can beat us, then fine. But if they can stop Steph Curry, then they will have a great chance of winning, I think. Because I think Sabonis can go up against Draymond as long as he doesn't get like a foot to the old family jewels or anything like that. But I think the Kings can pull it out for sure as long as they can slow down Steph Curry to like at least 20 to 30 instead of going for 40 or 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough if the Warriors do win, like 2 back-to-back road games. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
In the play-in. I don't know if anyone's done that. I'm sure someone has.
New Orleans, the year they played Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Think, right?
Okay. I
remember they had like 36 wins, so I would assume they're a 10 seed.
I don't even remember when the play-in started, to be honest. I just know
the bubble. They did Portland played. Oh, I can't remember who they played. Portland played someone
like Phoenix,
and I don't maybe.
I just know Phoenix went like undefeated in the bubble and still didn't make it or something.
Yeah, Portland was the higher seed. If they lost the first game, they would get another chance. But they won the first game, so they just put them in the playoffs.
And
then the next year was the actual
play-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know Lakers were in the play-in against Steph Curry. I think the year that we we lost to the Suns.
105 to 103, yeah.
And then Golden State went to Memphis and lost. They went home and lost to Memphis, I think. But
yeah, Memphis played.
No,
they lost the.
So yeah, Memphis must have played 2 games, but I don't know if they were on the road, both. But I don't know. That was a long time ago. That feels like ages ago. But yeah, this series, it's a rematch of last year's series that went 7. I feel like anything can happen, but I do. Sacramento's crowd is like the most insane crowd I've ever heard from like Like they come through the television like no other crowd does. I think it might be too overwhelming for the Warriors in a 1-game scenario. I think Sacramento's gonna take it tomorrow. Even though I just said Steph Curry's the most dangerous man in a 1-game series.
Got Warriors. The NBA will tell the refs to make sure the Warriors win.
I can see that. I can see that with the Lakers too.
No, they want the Warriors to play the Lakers in the play-in game.
I feel like if you're the NBA, you want LeBron and Steph in the playoffs for ratings, and not playing
You
each other.
don't need to tell the refs. The refs already do it for them. Brian, what do you think?
I mean, I have the Kings.
You have the King. All we did was talk about the Warriors the entire time, and you both picked
Not
the
me.
Kings.
Not me. I said if the Kings can stop Steph Curry, they'll win. And
Alright.
I'm gonna go with they can stop Steph Curry.
One point I would like to make before we go on. I think Sabonis is a really good player, but I don't know that he's proven to me yet that he can be like an alpha in a playoff scenario. I don't know if he can score enough points. He's a really good playmaker, but as like a 6'8" big, I don't know if he can score enough to just like drag a team when they need to be dragged. Like Jokic used to not be able to score enough. Like when they're getting swept by Phoenix, I know they had no pieces, but like now he can score at will and do all the other stuff.
Let me tell you who will score at will for them, and it will be Draymond's prime suspect tomorrow. He doesn't score that much in general, but tomorrow he will. Harrison Barnes, 38.
Barnes.
Harrison
38.
Barnes, 38 points. Draymond kicks him in the nuts. Third quarter at some point. While the Kings are up 15.
What's the first East game?
So East games on Wednesday. I don't have like the schedule on what the. Oh wait, I do. I remember it. Okay, so Philadelphia in Miami is the first game. So that game's a home game for Philly, because they're the higher seed. Joel Embiid is back in the building. They got the miniature Allen Iverson statue outside. And then we got the crazy Miami Heat who only play well around this time of the year. What are you guys' thoughts on this? This is going to be insane.
I got Philly. I think it's going to be so much fun. Like, I hope it's a good game. This is what the play-in tournament was made for. This matchup. I think Philly's just a little bit more talented, top to bottom. Because I think I take Tyrese as a 2 over any of the Miami guys, as in terms of like a secondary scorer, playmaker. Kelly Oubre thing is still really weird. Tobias, I feel like, has gotten worse. But yeah, I like.
Tobias has gotten worse.
I feel like he's gotten worse. Like, what is going on? And the best player in NBA history is on the Sixers now, Kyle Lowry. So.
Oof. I was gonna bring him
edge.
up too. I was gonna bring that guy up too.
I don't know. I just trust Philly stars more. I guess that's what it boils down to. Joel and Tyrese over Jimmy and Bam.
Yeah.
Which I get Jimmy and Bam have won a lot more in the playoffs than Joel and Tyrese, but just a new year. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times Miami can just keep doing this. Maybe forever because the East is bad, but
It's true. True. I can see that.
I also really, really want Miami, Boston, and New York, Philly as the first round games.
That would be perfect. Those are like
Yeah.
what we probably would have thought were like second round matchups happening in the first round. So I don't know. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Either way, whoever plays Boston or whoever plays New York, it's going to be a good matchup. If it's one of these two teams, I hope Chicago or Atlanta doesn't make it. But yeah, I think the Sixers have enough to take down New York. I think they have way more than enough to take down Miami tomorrow. I like their whole roster. I think they could probably even beat Miami without Joel Embiid tomorrow. Even if not if playoff Jimmy came out, but I don't think he'll come out tomorrow. I think he'll come out when they play Boston.
I do think the home court advantage severely helps Philly, and whichever team loses is going to have home court in the second game, and I think that will severely help them as well.
Yeah. I think having Kelly Oubre too, just throwing it out there, he's been killing it this year. I feel like he doesn't miss an open shot. I like that. I like the pieces that they got from the Clippers. Well, I mean they didn't get that much, but like Batum is a solid long shooter, defender. I like Buddy Hield in the playoffs to possibly have a breakout game or just
For sure.
I don't know if he's ever been in the playoffs before. I feel like he's been stuck on Indiana teams that didn't make it and Sacramento teams that didn't make it. So I feel like
Definitely hasn't played in the playoffs.
yeah, I feel like he's a competitive dude that's gonna want to have a breakout series. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Pacers Sixers in the second round. Buddy Hield coming back to Indiana. So, what do you? Any thoughts, Bri?
Piggyback off of that, Buddy Hield hasn't played on a playoff game or on a playoff team. Has Kelly Oubre?
I don't know. Who's he played? He was on like the Hornets last year, so he definitely did it.
He played for the Hornets. He played for the Suns when they were ass.
Yeah.
Who's he
I think-
drafted by though?
Didn't he play for Washington?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I seen him in a Wizards jersey.
He probably played in Washington in the playoffs with Bradley Beal and John Wall.
Heck no! What? No way. That feels like
I would think
that feels like 10 years ago. I don't know how long it
bringing up
was.
Kelly Oubre's basketball reference.
That was like Paul Pierce playing with them and like Otto Porter
Pierce was the
Jr.
worst player in NBA history when he was on that team. I hated watching that
Looking it up
so
real
much.
On it, the East playoffs are so boring, bro. Those John Wall, Paul Pierce teams, I couldn't watch that crap.
Where's playoffs? Playoffs. He played
He
with
played for
Washington.
Memphis.
He played two
Stan-
times with Washington on those teams. So suck it. And he won a playoff series.
Did he play a minute in the game?
He
He
averaged
played.
his 21 age season. He averaged 15 minutes through 2 series, and then his 22 age season, he averaged 25 minutes and played very poorly.
So that was 7
Against
years ago?
Toronto.
What the heck? Okay.
Yeah, he played with Washington, Toronto, Phoenix,
What the heck? I don't remember
Golden
that.
State,
Okay.
Charlotte.
Hmm.
Anyways, I think, like you said, Steven, I think he'll help the team a lot defensively, especially. Him and Batum give a lot of wing defense.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, Maxey and Embiid are going to be the biggest contributors offensively. And Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
People forget about Tobias, man. That guy can shoot.
They got so many dudes that could just get their own shot. And Lowry, who's just going to probably try to start a fight with Jimmy Butler. Like, they'll be fine. They'll be good.
I have the Sixers winning this series. I think Miami's gonna if they can do what they did last year, it's gonna be very same trajectory. They're gonna have to lose and then just play their asses off, but it really depends on if Embiid plays. Like if he plays, which I'm assuming he's gonna.
Yeah.
Sixers got it though, in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like the worst thing, like the scariest sight you could see is Joel Embiid. Because you know he's going to be at the free throw line 15 times that night.
At
and
least.
yeah, it's just something you don't want to see. You know, I wouldn't.
Why do they give why do the refs give him so many calls though? He has like the most calls in the league as a center.
Fall to the ground.
Yeah, because he's just like the most
Wales?
clumsy
Just
dude.
Wales?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I got.
yes.
I don't think Philly loses at home. If it was flipped, I'd probably pick Miami, but in Philadelphia, I got the Sixers.
So we move to the next one. Do we have to talk about this one? I'm just kidding. So Chicago Bulls are hosting the Atlanta Hawks. And the final playoff game on Wednesday night, 9-10 matchup. Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan in the gang. Kobe White.
Trey playing.
I think he's playing. Yeah. Trey Young, DeJounte. The best player, Bogdanovich.
Other question: who is the Chicago Bulls head coach?
I think still Billy Donovan.
Holy cow! Okay,
Yeah.
I heard he's in the Kentucky running to be Kentucky's coach.
I think they already hired the ex-BYU coach or something. I saw.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I saw Boogie or DeMarcus Cousins say that Rondo should take that job. I thought that was a pretty good idea.
I'd take Rondo. That's my guy.
Yeah, I was like, Rondo went to Kentucky. Why didn't they hire him? Like one of the best basketball minds. I don't know, but you guys got any thoughts on the Chicago series? Chicago, Atlanta.
Game I'm least excited to watch. I do like watching Trey Young in the playoffs. I think the dude is icy.
Yeah.
I think he loves the playoffs. It shows every time he plays. I always think back to when they played the Knicks a few years ago. Everybody was
Even
booing
last
him.
year
Like,
versus Boston, he was crazy.
Yeah, he hit that
Yeah,
game
like-
winner, game 2. Or
he
whatever.
balls out. He balls out. It's I think kind of similarly with the Warriors. I think they're lucky it's a one-game thing. I think if Trey Young can pop off, then they have a really good chance of winning.
Yeah.
But the Bulls have more players that can go off than the Hawks.
Levine's out, right?
Yeah, Levine's been out. I think he's still out.
They were so much better without him. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even with him out though, they have the other Nikola Vucevic.
Or, yeah. True.
Yeah. So I think the Bulls have the edge just because they have more versatility. Better defense. Capella is not what he used to be. I think a few years ago he used to give even Jokic some hell, but
Mhm.
I think that was mostly Harden giving Jokic hell and
I mean,
Capella.
yeah, that's true. He would just throw it up, and Capella would be like, "Thank you," kind of like what Gordon does.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I give the edge to the Bulls. But if Trey Young can get free and just go off, then the Bulls will be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Bulls roster right now, and I honestly don't know a lot of these players. Like their name is, I recognize their name, but like, do you guys know who Javonte Green is? I'm just
I
looking.
recognize the name. I don't know.
I'm just looking at him. He's 30 years old. He went to Radford University, and he shot 10 for 14, 25 points against the Knicks the other day, like last week, not yesterday's
The
game.
last game of the season.
Like a week ago, and like Ayo Dosunmu. I recognize his name, but I've never actually watched him play. But
He
He's-
played at Illinois. He's a pretty good player. He's a little
Yeah.
skirty
he
guard.
seems to be popping off lately. So, I know that Kobe White had like a time during the season where he was popping off and he was showing signs of being the player that they thought they drafted. So I'd be interested to see how Chicago does. I feel like they have a better chance, in my opinion, to win this game. I like what Bryden said about Trey Young. One game, like Steph Curry, he could just pop off and you can't do anything about it. He's also still coming off that injury. We don't know how well he's playing right now or how many minutes he's gonna play coming off the MCL or something like that, some knee injury. Well, I think Chicago has been like playing some of the best basketball in the second half of the season after I feel like they seemed like a team that was gonna blow it all up. They should still blow it all up because they can't do anything in
Levine
the
needs
East.
to be gone.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Levine needs to be gone. Vucevic definitely needs to be gone. He can't play a lick of defense, so yeah. But I like Chicago in this at home, especially. I feel like DeMar DeRozan can take over a game still, and I like them over the Hawks.
Yeah, I got initial thoughts was like Atlanta's horrible, and they don't even deserve to be in the play-in tournament. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And like I think Chicago's at least competitive. Like they have guys that want to win, like and compete the right way. Like I get like DeJounte Murray wants to win and compete, but like shooting 50 shots is not doing it the right way.
Hey, they won.
Like I think Kobe White, DeRozan, obviously. I think DeRozan has the best clutch stats again, or something crazy like that. He's
I
absurd.
think him and Curry or something.
Caruso.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Yeah, so that's my initial thoughts. Like the Hawks are just terrible, and the Bulls are at least competitive. But the second thing is exactly what you guys said. Like Trae Young is the play-in tournament merchant. Like
The merchant.
has he ever not made it out of the play-in when he's been in it?
Last
He
year.
lives for them.
Last year. Miami, they won, I
They
think,
played Miami one year, and then last year
Yeah.
they played Boston.
yeah. Well, they played, last year they lost to Miami in the play-in tournament, like, last game to get in to play the 8. Miami almost lost to them.
No, they beat Miami.
Oh, yeah, they beat
Wow.
Miami. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
they beat Miami, and then Miami almost lost to Chicago. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because DeRozan's daughter wasn't screaming.
Yeah.
Right.
She kept telling. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you
Chicago
guys?
just seems like the perfect win one game in the tournament, lose one game in the tournament, and then
Yeah.
back to mediocrity for another how many years. Hope Lonzo Ball's knees get better somehow.
True. They wouldn't be in the
Yeah,
play-in with
I'm-
Lonzo.
Yeah. They'd be like the 4 seed. The East
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, I got Chicago though.
What do you
Even
got,
if
Brian?
Trae Young does Trae Young things.
You got Atlanta, Brian. You got Chicago. What do you got?
Chicago.
At the end of the day, I got the Bulls. They've
Oh.
just got more. They've got more versatility.
Yeah.
I think I said the similar thing with the Warriors. Like, I said the Kings. It's just because they have more versatility in my
Yep.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
That versatility is going to come a long way. If they have their one star player just pop off, that's it. And I mean, the Hawks have DeJounte. The Warriors have Klay Thompson. They're a
Yeah.
toss-up though. Like they're just a toss-up. They're not as consistent. So
I think I saw a stat too that the Hawks are like I think they have like a 500 record when like DeJounte is just the guy in the lineup or when Trae is just the guy in the lineup, but when they're both in the lineup, like the record is terrible. So, which doesn't make much sense,
Blow it
but
up.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like to me that makes sense though because they're both point guards at heart,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both.
You don't
I
know
don't
how
know,
to play
they-
off ball, and they're like just taking up space on offense when they're not touching the ball.
Exactly. Which is. Can I just bring up the Mavs real quick? I mean,
Yeah,
shit, dude.
did you guys-
They have come alive.
Did you guys want to talk about like the actual playoff matchups or do it for another episode?
Probably another episode because we take a while.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Brian, to cut you off.
think-
What about the Mavs?
I just want to say like, I mean, those two guys are so ball dominant, but they've learned how to play off each other. And if Dejounte and Trey could do that, they would be a lot better. But they have not learned how to do that. But Kyrie and Doncic have kind of learned how to do that in Dallas, and that's why we're seeing them
Yeah.
not in the play-in tournament this year.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, they're fun to watch too. I mean, they're just fun.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising how well they've been playing with how much their team has like changed so quickly.
They got those two big guys, and they're like
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah, Gafford and PJ Washington. Is he not really like what? What is he like, a power forward, small forward? Yeah.
I think we should do talk about what our battle for the 8 seed would be, and then so we have what our prediction for the whole tournament is, and then call it.
Okay. So I picked the Lakers to win, play the Nuggets. So Pelicans Kings would be my matchup in the West.
Have the odds.
Yeah, I think the Pelicans would take that just because of health, straight up. I feel like I saw something that the Kings have like a winning record, or like took the season series against most Western Conference teams that they played. Definitely swept the Lakers, but they're not healthy right now. Malik Monk is like a huge part of their team, and without him coming off the bench, they're just not the same. They blow leads. They're still electric, and they still get like crazy leads. But I saw that they blew like 3 straight 18-point plus leads, except for the game last night at Portland. But I think New Orleans is too talented, too big. Jonas Valanciunas, Travis Kelce, whatever you want to call him, is not a good matchup for. Well, I don't know. I feel like the Kings just don't have like a solid big that they actually play. Like JaVale comes in, but Mike Brown doesn't like to play him. Maybe.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I think he does come in, but yeah, I just think New Orleans has too much shooting,
You finished it?
too much off the bench, and they can stop Sabonis and Fox if they want to. So I got Pelicans facing OKC in the first round. What's your guys' matchups there?
Go for it.
I had Lakers versus Warriors.
What was that?
What the NBA wants.
What the Lakers want. What the Lakers want.
Yeah, I think like my whole reasoning was Steph Curry before, but I think back like little rest heading to LA to play, like having to be in Staples Center, whatever Staples Center is called,
Crypto
and
yeah.
Crypto.com. I think that the Lakers are just a little more deep than the Warriors. Like their bench is better. They're better defensively. They have two alphas in LeBron and AD versus Steph and nobody. Like honestly, Kuminga is like their second best player. And you just don't know how Clay and Andrew Wiggins are going to shoot. So, and like you said, they want LeBron James in the playoffs. So I think I got OKC versus the Lakers and Denver versus the Pelicans.
I like that. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
So I have the Kings going against the Lakers, and then it'll be the Pels against the Nuggets.
Okay.
Kings versus Lakers, I think, will be a solid matchup. I think this year the Lakers will overtake them, though, just because their experience and, like you said, Monk being not 100%, being injured, like that's going to affect them a lot. He's a big piece of their bench bench play.
Yeah.
And like Balin touched on, I think the Lakers have a better bench team than people give them respect for. So I think Lakers will lose to the Pels just because the Pels have a better overall team, but the Lakers will beat the Kings, go on against the Thunder, which will be a disaster for the Lakers. I'm sorry, Steven.
It's all good. We
But-
swept them in the season series. We got this.
I hope you guys sweep them in the playoffs. That'd
Not.
be awesome.
Oh my God. We're definitely not sweeping OKC.
I hope you can at least beat them though.
I'm
But-
getting like flashbacks if we do play them, like to when Kobe was getting up there in age, like one of his last years in the playoffs, and we went up against Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, and just got smoked.
right.
Like we had freaking Dwight Howard as our center, and like it was awful.
Well, and I didn't see their regular season matchups. Does Davis match up against Chet?
Yeah, it's just Davis against Chet, and Chet doesn't do anything. I don't know.
I
Okay.
believe it.
Yeah,
That shies away from like just big name guys that are physical and
yeah.
alpha. If that makes
Well, and
sense.
you guys have Hachimura too, who can match up against him too if you need. So.
Yeah. They honestly, like, nobody shoots well though in those games. Like, Jalen Williams doesn't do a single thing. Like, I'm like, is this the dude everyone's talking about? Like, he doesn't shoot well. Nobody on their team shoots well. Josh Giddey, like, I don't know if he was just like, it was when everything was going on, when everyone was talking about it on Twitter and stuff, what he didn't do or did do.
Right.
But godly, like, he makes that team so much worse when they played against the Lakers. So I have confidence. Like, I think all the Laker fans want to play Oklahoma City, obviously, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna
Hey.
happen.
The Thunder might be in for a little scary surprise. Maybe not first round against whoever they play, Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, whatever, Warriors. Because I think they'll just, talent-wise, at least win the first round series. But, like, Shea's not going to shoot 20 free throws a game in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah,
you can't just rely on those 15 points, 13 points from free throws that they get during the regular season. It's not going to happen in the playoffs. It doesn't do that. No one except Shaq and Michael Jordan ever got that treatment.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is nice for the Nuggets too, because Jokic doesn't get that during the regular season, so we don't even rely on that ever.
yeah, exactly.
Shaq didn't
Yeah.
even make any of those free throws anyways.
Probably what 10%.
Until the fourth quarter. He always made them in the fourth when they mattered. So we go to the East. So we, whatever you guys had, but I had Miami and Chicago. Obviously, Miami hosting Chicago. There's not much to say here. I just think Chicago has no shot. Like, Miami's just going to play. They want to be there. They want to play the Celtics. That's the team that legit all season long, everyone's talking about how freaking Jimmy Butler just has he's the Celtics daddy. Like, it's just like how everyone talks about the Nuggets and the Lakers. That's how it is on Twitter with Heat Celtics. Like, all the Tatum fans get bullied in there by the Heat, by the Heat fan base. So I think we all want it. NBA wants it. Right, Jimmy, give him his 12 free throws, even though he doesn't even. He won't even deserve them that night. But just I don't even care. NBA, make it happen. Miami, Boston, I need it. I need it. That's what I got.
I had the same matchup as you, and I do think the Heat win. You don't want to go to Miami in the playoff type scenario ever. And they have Jimmy. They're younger, I think, than they were last year, it seems like.
Yeah.
I know Kevin Love still plays, but so it's like less of a worry about being, fatigue and stuff like that. They did go really far in the playoffs last year, so eventually that fatigue's going to come to them.
Yeah.
But the only thing This scares me about Miami. I've probably said it every time we've talked about Miami. They just don't score.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not scoring, you can lose any game. Like, if Kobe White hits 8, 9 threes, sorry. Go home, Miami. But in general, playoff Jimmy, they like just the Heat culture thing. I hate that they put that on their court.
I know. What the
That's the
heck?
least Heat culture thing to do is to talk about it all the time.
That was the NBA that did that, though. It wasn't necessarily that, but still stupid.
But yeah, the Heat culture thing, like their play style in the playoffs, they just grind you.
Mm-hmm.
They grind you. Jimmy does Jimmy, and then you just got somebody else always does it, like Caleb Martin, Kevin Love, and yeah. So I got Miami heading to Boston for whenever that game is, Sunday, Monday,
Sunday.
game 1, Sunday.
Yeah, I have the Sixers going on to the Knicks. I think that would be a fun series to watch. A lot of defense going on there. Maxey and Brunson popping off. Point guards.
Dude, Thibodeau's gonna lock down Joel. Forgot that fool's their coach. He gonna figure it out.
They're gonna need to, because Embiid. I mean, the Sixers have the advantage center wise, so they'll need to.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be a fun series. And then Miami will end up beating whoever fucking wins that other game, which I had the Bulls.
Yep.
Yeah, Miami's got whoever, even if it's
Yeah.
Atlanta pulling it through,
Yeah.
like they're gonna beat whoever I
Uh-huh.
think. And it'll go Miami, Boston. If Miami can do it again, oh my gosh, I wouldn't hate that. But I think Boston is so much better with Drew Holiday,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
dude.
they have Porzingis.
I want that,
That
series
team,
to be
that
seven.
team is
Jimmy-
scary.
Jimmy is Drew's dad too from last year, though.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
I
You're
think-
right.
Like upsets are upsets. Like they have like their marvel and twinkle, but if you like actually like really like basketball, you want the better teams to win. Like you want Denver versus Boston because that's gonna be the highest quality you can get. But
For sure.
Yeah,
like if it's
but-
Denver versus Miami again, it's gonna be 4-1 again.
I just hate having the same finals every year. Like I hated I don't know. Like maybe
The
some,
Warriors Cleveland was I don't know how that got good ratings.
Yeah,
The last two, when Kevin Durant played in Golden State, I watched maybe game 1 of those series and then never watched again.
yeah,
It was filth.
yeah. I hated that
There's
so
no shot
much.
Cleveland was beating that team.
Nobody was beating
Yeah.
that team.
I loved the OKC versus Warriors series.
Those were
That series
incredible.
was amazing.
Imagine
And
how
then
many
that-
more years we could have had of that. If
Literally.
freaking Durant didn't. Goodness.
Yeah. That series was fun to watch. I remember watching that with people who didn't even watch basketball.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's
They're
tune into
into
this
it.
because this is amazing.
Yeah.
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 I did
Oh, yeah.
like
No, I
watching Westbrook versus Durant though that first season, like how heated Westbrook was and how like freaking pumped up he was, and how Durant was
You know,
like,
Yeah, Westbrook was so mad. He
Yeah.
was so mad.
wasn't that his
Rightfully
MVP
so.
year? Was that his MVP year?
Yeah.
Like sometime after that, like a year or two. And then he stopped being mad. He's still mad, I guess. I don't know.
I think he's always mad. He just got an underlying just mad.
Yeah.
Anger.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Favorite series you're looking forward to that's already set?
Oof.
Well, mine would be Philly, New York, but since it's not set, I can change it up.
Yeah. I guess I'll
I
give
think-
one in the East. Oh, you go.
I was just gonna say Clippers, Mavs, because I really don't know what's gonna happen. It's like all offense versus all defense.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun.
Haven't
Excited.
I heard something like? Well, obviously Mavs didn't make the playoffs last year, but like other than that, it's been like they've already played each other 2 or 3 times with Luca. bubble
Played in the
year,
bubble.
and then one year, I think, was that the year the Mavs made the West Finals? Kawhi got hurt.
No, because didn't the Clippers?
Or the Clippers
Who
beat
did
them.
Clippers
Clippers
beat?
beat them. I think Clippers beat them, and maybe they lost to the Suns, and Kawhi was
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Okay.
Kawhi got hurt. But everyone is still like I don't know, whatever. Everyone still says Luca is. Never mind. I don't need to get into my Luca.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't like Luca. We get it.
I think Cleveland Cavaliers and Orlando is the most boring series that we'll see, by far, in my opinion. Those games will be. I saw a thing on Twitter. They're like, that's the NBA TV games right there. Cleveland and
Every
Orlando. Yeah, and
I don't know. Milwaukee, Indiana might.
Milwaukee, Indiana might be good, bro. If Giannis is playing, I know he's
If Giannis.
he's
plays.
hurt.
If I gotta watch Chris Middleton shoot 20 mid ranges, I don't know if I can do it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and freaking Lillard pull up from three like every second. Patrick Beverly trying to get in trying to get in Halliburton's face all series.
I just can't if I turn the TV on and Beverly's on, I'm like, nothing to anything else.
You're like, why did I even turn this on?
Did you guys see Beverly's tweet today?
No.
No.
He said, if a team is in the play-in tournament, he said they shouldn't be allowed to have it players on the play-in teams shouldn't be allowed to be all NBA. I think he was hinting
Didn't he
at
also say that when Minnesota won the play-in tournament, it was more impressive than the Nuggets winning the championship? Or was that Cat that said that? That was Cat,
it was
maybe.
I don't know, but I feel like that's some
I feel like
Beverly.
they both said that shit, dude.
I know someone commented
Patrick
below.
Beverly.
So someone commented below, and they were like, "Don't you think, something about the play-in tournament, so much for a guy who celebrated the play-in tournament like he won the championship."
What about Steph Curry, DeMontis Sabonis?
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Zion? The Pelicans have a better record than
Yeah, it's like
Milwaukee.
look at the
They're
Eastern
same record as
Conference.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If New Orleans wins that game yesterday, they legit are the 2 seed in the East.
Yeah, exactly.
So that doesn't make any sense. You can't talk about that if you're Milwaukee, especially. Like if you're Boston, or if you're top in the West, like top 4 seed in the West, you could say something.
If they did all NBA teams, like 2 teams for each conference, all of Boston starters would be on those 2 teams for the East. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They would
Like,
be.
you know,
Everyone. Derek White, Holiday.
Porzingis,
Yep.
Tatum, and Brown would all be on either first team or second team all East.
Did you guys see the Olympic team today? Got announced? Because Summer Olympics are this year?
I just saw like the Steph, LeBron, Joel. I think were the only names I saw.
Yeah. I'm going to try to pull it up. Steph.
KD, LeBron, Steph, Embiid, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards on the team.
Anthony Edwards is the best of all of them.
I'm just keep trying to find it, but all I see is the WNBA draft. It's freaking today.
Caitlin Clark. I hope Edwards has like that moment where he had that block. God, who did he chase down? I want that another Anthony Edwards moment in the playoffs like that.
Wait,
they
what?
got Jason Tatum,
When
Devin
he had that
Booker.
chase down block and he fell on his elbow.
Ugh. Who else is on the team?
Ouchie. Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton,
Oh, I like that.
Drew Holiday, Bam, and AD.
That's 3 good
Good
bigs.
lord.
AD, Joel, Bam. The defense is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be good defense.
I wonder if Gobert and Wembanyama are playing. That could
Probably.
That could be some.
That'll be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
I didn't think Wembanyama would be that much of a problem, but I'm low key scared of the Spurs in the coming years.
Yeah, dude, Wemby
I
is going to be a
do.
problem in the Western Conference.
Trey Young going to San Antonio as well in the offseason. Everyone keeps saying that.
They traded DeJounte Murray for Trey Young, basically, and a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be insane. All right, should we end it right here? Play-in
Yeah,
I
tournament
guess.
tomorrow. NBA playoffs, guys. We finally made it. Best time of the
First
year.
round gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, first round's looking like a lot better. I don't know. This playoff seems a lot better than last year's. Like,
I'm excited to
Everyone's
watch
healthy.
the T-Wolves and Suns.
oh
I
yeah.
think that'll be a fun series.
Oh, that's your series.
I think the
Yeah,
T-Wolves
that's-
could possibly be upset. I think
Yeah.
it was 3-0. 3-0 Suns. I think I checked it yesterday. 3-0 Suns, like, season series.
Plus, Towns is back, and they're worse with Towns. So
Are they?
they're worse defensive. They're worse
Oh,
defensively
okay.
with Towns.
I was like,
They're better overall.
Yeah.
Because
I
Nas
think-
Reed is a better defender than Towns.
Depends how zesty
sure.
Towns is. We'll see how we go.
Towns is zesty.
But all right, guys, have a good one, everybody. NBA playoffs tomorrow. We'll be back because we need to be more consistent next week or
Get it
sometime this week.
Friday night or Saturday morning. Saturday morning.
Friday night,
Right.
Friday night.
Friday night works better for me.
Yeah, Saturday morning. Like, I'm pretty sure playoff games are usually like Eastern Conference. It'll be like 11 a.m. I'm not ready for that. I'm
But if
not.
they do if it's the Cleveland series, we don't need to watch that anyways.
That's true. I don't know when that is, so that's true. All right. Adios, everybody. Have a good night. Hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. And,
Peace out.
Yeah. Peace, everybody. See y'all later.
Safe.